Hi, my name is Lindsay Calhoun, and I'm one of the 6 Education Renewal Zone Directors in the state of Arkansas. We wanted to take just a moment to share with you a little bit about the Arkansas Tutoring Corps project. So why was the Arkansas Tutoring Corps created? It was actually created in direct response to Act 912 of 2021, which was to address learning loss by providing readily accessible tutors to Arkansas students. The Arkansas Tutoring Corps has adopted the mission of connecting schools and communities to support student success. So how are we doing this? The Office of Education Renewal Zones is currently recruiting, preparing, and supporting qualified tutors to meet K-8 student academic needs. So who are we currently recruiting? We're currently recruiting teacher prep candidates at higher education institutions with teacher prep programs. We're also recruiting retired teachers, currently certified teachers, college students, and community members. Your next step would be to attend one of the initial training dates, and those can be found on the Arkansas Department of Ed DESE website underneath special projects and then Arkansas Tutoring Corps, or you can also scan the QR code which will take you to that website. And down at the bottom of the website, you'll find a link that says initial training dates. We're currently adding new dates to that daily. So I would encourage you to look that over. And if there's not a date that works for you, then please reach out to your regional ERZ director and let us know that. And we would be happy to arrange another date for you or another date that would fit your time schedule. The Arkansas Tutoring Corps is currently providing stipends, and we're doing that according to each level of completion. So what we've done is we've taken the year-long program and broken that down into 7 different levels, and each one of those levels includes different modules, online training requirements, as well as tutoring hours, and we're going to go over those next. But if you completed the whole 7 levels, then you would receive a $3,000 stipend. So level 1 requirements, that requires you to submit an application for approval. And there's going to be a QR link at the end of this presentation that will send you directly to that application. It's also located on the Arkansas Department of Ed DESE Special Projects Arkansas Tutoring Corps website. And then each tutor will be required to complete and pass the child maltreatment check registry, and then background checks for both state and FBI through the Arkansas Department of Education licensure database. And then there's also a completion of training modules, which both of those are face-to-face and virtual, face-to-face being that initial training meeting. The level 1 training modules consist of, during that training, we'll go and review the expectations for the course, how to submit everything, the different forms that are needed. There's also a child maltreatment course, a code of ethics, and then literacy and math training, and an online support meeting. Upon completion of level 1, that would include that you completed the W-9 and vendor forms, and that's just so that you can receive your stipend pay. Upon successful completion of the level 1 requirements, then you would receive a one-time signing award of $500. Payments are only going to be dispersed once a month, and all paperwork for payments must be submitted and received by Henderson State University by the 10th day of the month. And therefore, we're asking that our tutors submit those to the ERZ office by the 5th day of the month. For a summary of level 1 for the $500 stipend would be the completed background checks, attending that orientation face-to-face training meeting. And during that point, we would do the code of ethics virtual training as well, and submit all of the vendor paperwork that's needed, and then review those expectations. Then there's also some training in the ideas portal, our literacy training, and our math training. For level 2 requirements, it would be that you would complete the module A assignments, that you would secure a tutoring assignment, And if you don't have a place to tutor, the ERZ office would be happy to give you a list of schools or organizations in your area that are currently needing tutors for K-8 students. And then you would complete 20 hours of Arkansas tutoring at that approved site. So what's going to qualify as an approved site? Any Arkansas public school or district, any Arkansas university that's serving those K-8 students, Arkansas out-of-school network affiliated site, or community organizations. There is a vendor form where you're going to submit where you're going to be doing your tutoring at. And if there were any issues at that point, then we could address that then. And again, if you also needed help securing a tutoring site, then we would be happy to help you with that. So the summary of level 2 would be to complete that module A training in the ideas portal, in the literacy training, and the math training. And then there will be an online support meeting and the 20 hours of face-to-face tutoring. And that would be a $300 stipend. For level 3, would be to complete the module B online training modules, and then 30 hours of tutoring at the approved site. At completion of level 3, you would submit your vendor forms for payment or your invoice for payment, and then you would receive your $300 stipend. For level 4, follows the same guidelines. You would complete the module C requirements, 30 hours of face-to-face or virtual tutoring, depending on your site and your student needs. And then you would submit your documentation for proof of completion and receive the $300 stipend. And so what those levels would look like would be, again, the really great reading training, the Zern for the math training, and then some training in the ideas portal, and then the online support meeting. For levels 5 and 6, following the same format, complete module D online requirements, complete 30 hours of tutoring at your approved site, and then you would submit that documentation and receive your $300 stipend. Level 6, same format, completing the module E training, 30 hours of face-to-face tutoring at your approved site. Then you would submit that documentation and receive an additional $300 stipend. And so breaking those down again, you're going to see the online training in the ideas portal, and then the online support meeting, and then the tutoring hours. For level 7, what that means is that you will have completed all of the initial training modules for A through E, and that you would log a total cumulative hours, 175 cumulative hours at your approved tutoring site. Once that was completed, then you would be considered or designated as an Arkansas Tutoring Corp certified member. We would submit that documentation and you would receive an additional $1,000 stipend. If you went with the recommended hours for each level and didn't go over those, then it would be approximately 35 hours of tutoring that you would have left at level 7. This is a list of your ERZ regional directors and where we're currently housed throughout the state. So you can see there's Ramikia Nelson at Henderson State University, Dr. Tracy Jones at UA Monticello. Again, I'm Lindsay Spargety Calhoun at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. Jill Cloxton is currently at Arkansas State. Dr. Roger Guevara is at Southern Arkansas University. And then Robin Dawson is at the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this up here for just a second so you can take down our emails or phone numbers. And again, if there's not a training date that's on there for you to attend, then please certainly reach out to us and let's work together to get you trained. You are able to receive additional pay for your tutoring services. That would be up to your site contact. So if your school or the community organization was offering pay for the hours of service that you're providing, then that would be okay. Just know that the Arkansas Tutoring Corps is only responsible for paying the stipend pay for the completion of each level. This QR code right here will take you to the Arkansas Tutoring Corp's initial application. And what that's going to do is just let us know that you're interested in attending that initial training date. You'll receive an email from us letting you know kind of what your next steps would be, where those trainings would be held at, and how to get registered for those, or how to find where those sessions are. Again, we welcome any questions that you may have. We thank you so much for your interest and for helping this project become a success. And we look forward to meeting you soon. Thank you.